What's going on, guys, and welcome to Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. A Brian Reynolds design, I guess. I don't know. But this is a game that I grew up with. This was the first game that I ever played on my computer without having to worry about mature filters or anything. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Anyway, let's get right into this game. We first hit Start Game. I prefer the huge map of planet. I'm going to start with citizen difficulty this time. And we will customize the rules. Higher goal, allow victory by transcendence. Total war, allow victory by conquest. Peace in our time, allow diplomatic victory. Mine, all mine, allow economic victory. And one for all, allow cooperative victory. Do or die, don't restart enemy players. Eliminated players. Look first, flexible starting locations. Spoils of war, steal tech when conquering a base. Blind research, cannot set precise research goals. Tech, tech stagnation, slower rate of research discoveries. Intense rivalry, opponents are more aggressive. No unity survey, world map is not visible. No unity scattering, supply pods only at landing sites. Bell curve, no random events. Time warp, accelerated start, I don't like that one. Iron Man, save, restore, restricted to exit. Randomized faction leader personalities and randomized faction leader social agendas. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, that's what I like. Standard rules. I usually have the look first and spoils of war. We can either be Gaia.
In the great commons at Gaia's Landing, we have a tall and particularly beautiful stand of white pine, planted at the time of the first colonies. It represents our promise to the people and to planet itself, never to repeat the tragedy of Earth. Lady Deirdre Sky, Planet Dreams.
We have Lady Deidre Sky of Gaia's stepdaughters, the Greens. We have the Human Hive, led by Chairman Senji Yang, the Despot.
Learn to overcome the crass demands of flesh and bone, for they warp the matrix through which we perceive the world. Extend your awareness outward, beyond the self of body, to embrace the self of group and the self of humanity. The goals of the group and the greater race are transcendent, and to embrace them is to achieve enlightenment. Chairman Shen Jiyang, SS on Mind and Matter.
Then we have Academician Prokhor Zakharov, the Scientist.
The substructure of the universe regresses infinitely toward smaller and smaller components. Behind atoms we find electrons, and behind electrons quarks. Each layer unraveled reveals new secrets, but also new mysteries. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, for I have tasted the fruit.
Morgan Industries, led by CEO Noabuduke Morgan, the Mogul.
Human behavior is economic behavior. The particulars may vary, but competition for limited resources remains a constant. Need as well as greed have followed us to the stars, and the rewards of wealth still await those wise enough to recognize this deep thrumming of our common pulse. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
And then we also have the Spartan Federation, led by Colonel Corazon Santiago, the survivalist.
Superior training and superior weaponry have, when taken together, a geometric effect on overall military strength. Well-trained, well-equipped troops can stand up to many more times their lesser brethren than linear arithmetic would seem to indicate. Spartan Battle Manual.
Then we have the Lord's Believers, led by Sister Miriam Godwinson, the fundamentalist.
The righteous need not cower before the drumbeat of human progress. Though the song of yesterday fades into the challenge of tomorrow, God still watches and judges us. Evil lurks in the data links as it lurked in the streets of yesteryear. But it was never the streets that were evil. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Blessed Struggle.
And then finally, the Peacekeeping Forces, led by Commissioner Pravin Lal, the humanitarian.
As the Americans learned so painfully in Earth's final century, free flow of information is the only safeguard against tyranny. The once chained people whose leaders at last lose their grip on information flow will soon burst with freedom and vitality. But the free nation, gradually constricting its grip on public discourse, has begun its rapid slide into despotism. Beware of he who would deny you access to information, for in his heart he dreams himself your master. Commissioner Pravin Lal, UN Declaration of Rights.
So we have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factions to choose from. The humanitarian, the fundamentalist, the survivalist, the mogul, the scientist, the despot, and the green. Now, unfortunately, you'll always have this. You'll always have their characters, their character background, their their profile picture. So even if you did
Superior
change,
training and superior weaponry have, when taken together, a geometric effect on overall military.
sorry, even if you changed all these things, the name, the formal, the noun, the adjective, the title, the description, and the gender, you still have the profile picture of Colonel Santiago. That's unfortunate. Now, I like the Spartan thing that she's got going on here. But why don't we change this? Kel'Thuzad. Title? Lord. Description? Peaceful. Gender? Male. Let's get into this, shall we? Kel'Thuzad, an era of struggle and opportunity awaits you. The UN starship Unity has arrived in the Alpha Centauri system after a 40-year voyage. All contact with Earth has been lost. After Captain Garland's assassination by an unknown assailant, the crew mutinied and split into 7 factions, each seizing control of one of the Unity's colony pods. You now shape the destiny of your Spartan faction, which has just made planetfall. Because of its proximity to fertile land and other resources, this would be an excellent location to build a base. To build a base here, press the B key or select Construct Base from the Orders menu. Don't show again. B. Sparta Command. There we go. Lord Kel'Thuzad found Sparta Command, the first Spartan base since planetfall. Lady Dedro the Gaians founded mankind's first base since planetfall. So we weren't the first one. Let's take a tour of. Huh. That's weird. We'll begin the base tour by introducing you to the Governor. The Governor is a valuable asset who can help you control the activities of your base. Whether beginner or expert, you will find the Governor can help you get your base up and running quickly. To use the Governor, simply tell him whether this base should explore, discover, build, or conquer. The Explore button tells the Governor to concentrate on finding and occupying new territory. Bases set to explore will typically concentrate on building scouts, colony pods, transports, and occasional naval units for scouting oceans. This button is especially useful early in the game when you need to expand quickly. The Discover button emphasizes scientific discovery and technological breakthroughs. The Governor will concentrate on building scientific facilities such as network nodes, secret projects, probe teams, and prototype units. This button is especially effective with large, well-protected bases deep in your interior. The Build button mandates infrastructure and growth. The Governor will tend to build facilities and formers. Use this button at any time to have your base concentrate on peaceful growth. Use the Conquer button to build up your military. In this mode, your base will produce military units of all varieties and their associated facilities, such as command centers. Use this button whenever you need to attack or defend. You now have enough information to get started. If you wish, click the End Tour button and begin playing, or keep reading to learn how you can manage the base yourself. We'll begin with the Governor button proper, which you can use to turn the Governor off and on. Note that clicking on the Explore, Discover, Build, or Conquer button will automatically turn the Governor on. The Advanced Governor button brings up a dialog box, which allows you to customize your Governor. For instance, you could tell your Governor to only build facilities. The information box shows the name of the base. For convenience, the date and your current energy reserves are shown here. If your base has grown large enough to pose a danger to the local environment, the ecological damage indicator shows the percentage chance of intervention by planet. The population bar shows the citizens of Sparta Command. Each person represents about 1,000 colonists. Most of your citizens will be gray workers, capable of producing standard resources. Later, you may elevate some citizens to become specialists, doctors, technicians, librarians, etc. Good social conditions in your colony may cause some workers to become green talents. Poor social conditions, overcrowding will turn them into red drones. Whenever your base has more drones than talents, there will be a drone riot. To correct this problem, build a psych-related base facility such as a recreation dome, convert some citizens into doctors, or increase your energy allocation to psych. The Nerve Staple button is a particularly draconian means of controlling drone riots. If you nerve staple your citizens, they will cease rioting for at least 10 turns. Do this only in an emergency. However, because nerve stapling is considered an atrocity. The production box shows what the base is currently making. Bases can produce new units or build facilities to improve the base itself. Your base uses minerals to produce things. When all of the mineral icons on the box light up, your new unit or facility will be ready. The build queue shows what this base will build next after it's finished with its current production. I currently have it set for Command Center, Scout Patrol, Scout Rovers, Scout Rover, and a Colony Pod. Click on the Change button to set new production orders for your base. Use the Hurry button if you need to finish something fast, if you can spend your energy reserves to complete production quickly, but it can get expensive. The Garrison box shows you what units are currently present at this base. Try to keep at least one military unit at each base to guard it from an unexpected attack. You may click on any unit to activate it, or right-click for additional options. The Forces Supported box shows the units which this base has produced and which it therefore must support. These units are not necessarily present at the base right now. You can use the Support button to find out where they are. The Facilities box shows any facilities you have built in this base. Facilities increase the potential of your base. For instance, a network node increases your lab's output, but most facilities require a small amount of energy each turn for maintenance. If you no longer want one of your facilities, you can click on it to scrap and recycle it. The Commerce box shows your trade with other factions. If you sign a treaty or pact with another faction, your base will automatically begin commerce with your new friends, resulting in extra energy for your base. Commerce rates are affected by 1. The size of the base involved, 2. The number of economic techs you have discovered, and 3. Whether you have a treaty or pact. With a pact, you gain double commerce. The Nutrients box shows your base's potential for growth. As your base produces nutrients, they are collected here. When all the nutrients boxes light up, your base will increase in population. The base map shows the region around your base. Any square in this region can be farmed, mined, and otherwise improved by your citizens in order to produce nutrients. Minerals and energy, which are the basic economic units of the game. Squares in use are marked with icons showing the quantity of each resource they are producing. You can also utilize one square on this map for each worker you have at this base. You can always utilize the base square itself. You can drag workers from square to square or drag them to the population bar to elevate them to specialists. You cannot utilize unexplored squares utilized by other nearby bases, or squares occupied by enemy units. The nutrient bar shows your current nutrient production. Nutrients feed your citizens and help your colony to grow. Each citizen needs 2 nutrients each turn to live. This consumption is shown on the left side of the bar. Any surplus nutrient production is shown on the right side of the bar. Oh wow, so we're producing 4 more, I believe it says? That's a lot. The surplus, if any, is stored each turn for possible future use and population growth. Any items appearing in red represents a shortfall and can lead to starvation. If you need to improve nutrient production, move citizens to an area on the map to squares which produce more nutrients. Send your former units to build farms in these squares. Minerals show your current mineral production. Depending on the number of military units you have built and your social engineering settings, you may have to expend some minerals each turn to support existing units. This is shown at the left of the bar, over here. Over here, for some reason it's not doing it right for me. Anyway, any surplus minerals are shown to the right of the bar, right here. They are applied to your current production. Any items appearing in red constitute a support shortfall and can lead to the elimination of any supported military units. If your base needs more minerals, send your former units to build more mines. The energy bar diagrams the current energy output of Sparta Command. Any red tiles represent a loss in energy to inefficiency. Inefficiency increases when your social engineering choices are inadequate to the needs of a large colony and population. If you are losing a lot of energy to inefficiency, consider building a children's creche to increase efficiency. I don't know if I said that right. Children's creche, no idea. To increase efficiency or switching to a more economically efficient social model, democratic or green, for instance. If your base needs more energy, send your formers to build more solar collectors. Energy allocation chart shows how your energy output is being allocated amongst your three priorities: economy, labs, and psych. You can reallocate your energy at any time by selecting social engineering from the HQ menu. Energy allocated to economy is used to increase your energy reserves, which you can later spend to hurry production, bribe neighbors, and maintain base facilities. Energy allocated to psych is used to improve the quality of life of your citizens. Every 2 units of energy will be spent here. Every 2 units of energy spent here stimulates one worker to become a talent. Spending here will help to prevent drone riots. Energy allocated in labs is used for scientific research. The more you spend here, the faster you will discover new technologies. The support button, which switches the base map to a broad view, which shows where the units produced by and therefore supported by this base have moved. The colony colored icon represents your base. Smaller icons represent this base's units. The psych button switches the base map to a psych profile. The information here may help you alleviate poor living conditions and prevent drone riots. The resource button returns the base to the standard resource view. This is the view you will generally find most helpful in managing your base. When you have more than one base, the previous base button zooms to the base just before this one in alphabetical order. Similarly, next base zooms to the base just after this one in alphabetical order. The rename button allows you to rename your base. Renaming your base, a base you've captured from another player, may goad him to anger. In other words, you rename his base and you might piss him off. Finally, the OK button allows you to close the base control screen when you're done with it. You can also press the enter key to close the window. This tour contains many details that you may wish to review later. You can take this tour again at any time by selecting Base Tour from the Help menu. This Fast Scout Rover 112 unit gets to move twice each turn unless it enters a rocky or fungus square. Note that its move value, the third number, is 2. Mobile units receive combat bonuses when attacking in open terrain and can often disengage from a stronger but slower enemy.
Pod recovered.
Supply pods seated by your starship. The Unity are items of particular interest as you explore the planet. You must enter the square containing the pod in order to find out what it contains. Just tapped into an underground river. A monolith. Investigate. Arcane technology of the monolith enhanced our unit to hardened status.
Turn complete. Pod recovered.
We have recovered a resupply pod from the Unity. It contains manufacturing supplies worth 75 energy credits. Energy powers your research labs and helps you research and exploit new technologies. You guide their research by controlling the fields in which they study.
Turn complete. Turn complete.
nutrient.
Indigenous life form.
Ooh, mine worms. One of the plant's most feared life forms can appear suddenly, especially near fungus squares. Mine worms viciously attack human settlements. So, in other words, get our asses
Turn
back here.
complete.
Let's. Here we are, preferences. hmm Press the H button.
Planet's atmosphere, though a gasping death to humans and most animals, is paradise for earth plants. The high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight bring an abundant harvest wherever adjustments can be made for the unusual soil conditions. Lady Deirdre Sky, The Comparative Biology of Planet.
Now we get terraformers. On the design workshop screen, you create new units with which to explore and conquer planet. You assign each unit a unit type, a weapon, armor, chassis, reactor, and perhaps a special ability or two. You are then free to begin building those units at your base. Would you like to learn more about this screen? Click Tour. The chassis determines the number of moves a unit gets a turn. You can also get to choose land, sea, or air chassis. Certain chassis gain special combat bonuses. For instance, the infantry chassis type is especially good for attacking enemy bases. Assigning your unit a weapon allows it to attack enemy units. The higher the attack value, the more likely your chances for success. But the more costly the unit will be to build. You can also choose equipment modules to create units for non-combat roles, like the former. Armor protects your unit from attack, the thicker the better. A reactor provides power to your unit. You should usually select the biggest reactor allowed by your technology level. This not only makes your unit harder to kill, it often lowers the cost. When your technology allows, you may add special abilities such as drop pods or anti-gravity struts to increase units to create units for specialty missions. The cost shows the number of minerals which will be required to build your new unit, unless you are playing the Spartans. The first unit of a new type will incur the prototype cost, representing the difficulty of the developing new designs. Your unit's stats summarized here. The first number represents the weapon's strength or offensive capability. The middle number indicates the armor's thickness or defensive capability. The final number shows the number of moves. You have selected a reactor with a value greater than 1. It will be shown at the end after a star. Basic unit types and unit types which you have designed will appear here. You may click on a unit anytime to examine or edit it. These arrow buttons allow you to scroll through your unit types. The preset buttons allows you to design certain styles of units quickly. Click on any button and the workshop will propose a design of that type. When you have designed a new unit or make changes to an old design, use the drone button to confirm your changes and close the design workshop. The Apply button can be used to confirm your changes without closing the design workshop, and then you are free to create or examine other unit types. The Rename button allows you to name your units. The Obsolete button can be used to mark a unit type as obsolete and no longer necessary. Obsolete units will not show up as production choices, so they won't clutter up your production menus. But any existing units of an obsolete type will continue to function until you upgrade them, or they are destroyed or disbanded. You can also use this button to return a previously obsolete type to your service. The Upgrade button upgrades all units of your current selected type to a better type. The Design Workshop will check to see if you have a better type available, and if so, will offer you an upgrade. You must prototype a new unit before you can upgrade to it. The Retire button retires a unit type from service entirely. Any remaining units of that type are disbanded, and the design is deleted from your units. Its slot becomes empty. Finally, the Cancel button allows you to leave the design workshop without making any further changes. If you wish to take this tour again, you may do so at any time by selecting Design Workshop Tour from the Help menu. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it to Speeder. We have none of this other stuff here. Apply. And done. The Morganites are made mankind's first breakthrough back in 2110.
Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
Ironhome. It's a nice name, but why don't we take something from Skyrim? Windhelm. Let's go to the workshop real quick. Speeder. Colony module. I believe the speeder colony is better. I mean the rover colony pod. It takes a lot longer to make, but it's faster. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's hurry the
Request
production of
confirmation.
this.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Resources exist to be consumed, and consumed they will.
Prototype scouts. Put the shielding on them. Don't be making these things obsolete without my ask. Without my say so, god damn it. Costs
Turn
132, damn.
Faction eradicated.
The university has been eradicated. Damn already.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
Superior training and superior weaponry have, when taken together, a geometric effect on overall military strength. Well-trained, well-equipped troops can stand up to many more times their lesser brethren than linear arithmetic would seem to indicate. Spartan Battle Manual.
Spartan workers under Lord built Kel'Thuzad build the first base facility on planet at Sparta Command. Yay, we were the first. We were the first. We were the first. Yay! Yay! Yay!
Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete.
We hold life to be sacred, but we also know the foundation of life consists of a stream of codes, not so different from the successive frames of a watchbit. Why then cannot we cut one code short here and start another there? Is life so fragile that it can withstand no tempering? Does the sacred brook no improvement? Chairman Shen Jiyang, Dynamics of Mind.
Windhelm has built a former unit, which represents the terraforming engineers crucial to your expedition's survival. Formers can plant forests and farms, build roads, mines, and solar collectors, and later even raise up or tear down mountains. Press the Shift A button to automate these formers and have them begin improving your colony automatically, or would you like a tour? Let's have the tour. Planet's three primary resources are nutrients, minerals, and energy. To produce these resources, you will wish to find squares with respectively rainfall, rockiness, and high altitude. The more green in a square, the higher the rainfall. Rainy squares produce the most nutrients. Nutrients feed your colonists and help your settlement grow. This green and rainy square is excellent for growing nutrient crops. This square receives moderate rainfall as indicated by the modest amounts of green, and will support crops. Planting a farm here will improve nutrient production considerably. This rolling terrain, some rocks, will produce some minerals. This square is flat, no rocks, and will not produce any minerals unless you build a mine or plant a forest. In each square, your farmers can build farms, which improve nutrient production, mines, which improve mineral production, and solar collectors, which improve energy production. They can also plant forests for balanced resource production and build roads to speed movement. A quick review of basic resource production. Nutrients are best in wet areas, minerals in rocky, and energy in high areas. Forests produce a fixed amount of all resource types. Finally, if an area is very rocky, nutrient production is penalized. Advanced players may be interested in these later options. Condensers increase rainfall in every surrounding square. Boreholes provide massive quantities of minerals and energy. Aquifers release underground rivers. Mag tubes vastly increase movement rates. Soil enrichers further improve farm output. Level terrain decreases rockiness. And raise or lower terrain can change continents and affect weather patterns. So to wrap up our tour of terraforming functions, we'll suggest that you begin planting farms and forests in squares near your base. Move your former to those squares and press the F or Shift F key. We'll give you more hints as you go along. If you wish to take this tour again, select Terraforming Tour from the Help menu.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
We have received a data pod from the Unity. The Chief Librarian is installing it into the data links now.
The righteous need not cower before the
Network
drumbeat
nodes.
of human
Nice.
progress. Though the song of yesterday fades into the challenge of tomorrow, God still
We've already
watches
seen
and
that.
judges us.
We've heard that a lot already. Hold.
Bot recovered.
Oh, triggered the fungus bloom. Xenofungus is a plant life form native to planet. It's a plant life form native to planet. You will find it growing wild in many areas of the planet. Earth's plants cannot grow in squares containing fungus unless you clear the fungus first.
Production complete. Terraform complete.
Automatic fungus
Production
removal.
complete.
Some units, usually alien creatures such as mindwarps, engage in psi combat. In psi combat, weapon and armor strengths are ignored. The attacker is given a 3 to 2 advantage on land, 1 to 1 for sea combat. Morale level becomes quite important in psi combat. Just like that. This unit has become damaged in combat. Damage is indicated by the colored bar along the left side of the status icon. Green represents light or no damage. He's taking light damage. Yellow and red show increasing damage. To repair a damaged unit, move it to one of your bases and then have it skip its entire turn. You may have it repeat that for several turns. You can also conduct field repair, not at a base, but this is much slower and only effective if your unit has sustained more than 20% damage. A base with a command center can repair ground units in a single turn. Similarly, naval yards and aerospace complexes quickly repair sea and air units respectively.
Bot recovered.
Ooh, an alien artifact.
Turn complete.
Scientific theories
got a
are
laser.
judged by the coherence they lend to our natural experience and the simplicity with which they do so. The grand principle of the heavens balances on the razor's edge of truth. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A History of Science.
I'll turn off my microphone whenever things like that happen, so. Look at that, he actually has to have it like that.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Your formers have built a sensor here. A sensor will detect any enemy unit which moves within 2 spaces. Sensors also provide a 25% defense benefit to any units within 2 spaces.
Turn complete.
Your formers are building a road here. Units move three times as fast when they are moving along a road. Roads also increase the output of mines.
Turn complete. Production complete. Bot recovered.
We have discovered a materials pod from the Unity. It has provided essential minerals for us to finish building the network node at Spider Command for next turn.
I don't know, but I've been told. I don't know, but I've been told. Deidre's got a network node. Deidre's got a network node. Likes to press the on-off switch. Likes to press the on-off switch. Dig that crazy guy on which. Dig that crazy guy on which. Spartan, barracks, march. Yes, sir.
And now we use the network node with the alien artifact. Our scientists have linked the artifact to the data network and made wondrous discoveries.
There are two kinds of scientific progress: the methodical experimentation and categorization which gradually extend the boundaries of knowledge, and the revolutionary leap of genius which redefines and transcends those boundaries. Acknowledging our debt to the former, we yearn nonetheless for the latter. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, addressed to the faculty.
Let's see what we got here. The particle impactor.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Nutrient resources.
Our unit has fallen through a dimensional gate.
Indigenous life form.
Oh shit. Yikes.
Terraform complete.
Automated former cannot make any more road connections from its current
Turn
location.
indigenous life form.
Well, that sucks. Bunker 118. Solitude. Huh. Colony pods. 2 new formers, and let's continue.
Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete.
More automatic fungus removal. Get rid of all the
If our
fungus we can.
society seems more nihilistic than that of previous eras, perhaps this is simply a sign of our maturity as a sentient species. As our collective consciousness expands beyond a crucial point, we are at last ready to accept life's fundamental truth, that life's only purpose is life itself. Chairman Shen Jiyang, looking God in the eye.
Probe teams.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Project
It is every
initiated.
citizen's final duty to go into the tanks and become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang, Ethics for Tomorrow.
Terraform complete.
Automated reformer cannot make any more roads from its current location.
Turn complete. Bot recovered.
Ooh, that was such a
Turn complete.
scary thing.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Bot recovered.
Hydroponics.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete.
A lot of mineral areas there.
Production complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
He held his arm too stiffly, and so was thrown back repeatedly, until at last I seized his forearm and snapped it back against itself. His training suffered while the arm healed, of course, but I felt this was a lesson he must learn early, and well. Spartan Kell, honing the key.
Holy shit, she broke his arm.
Turn complete. Turn complete.
That's kind of
Enemy
scary.
project initiated. Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Enemy project initiated.
Another resupply
Turn
with
complete.
100 credits.
Nutrient
Turn
resources. Production complete.
It's more heavily. This is more heavily impact squad unit. Heavily armed impact squad unit will prove useful for attacking enemies and defending your territory. Note its high weapon value. The first number. Infantry units are particularly good at attacking enemy bases, gaining a 25% attack modifier when they do so.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
If you can discover a better way of life than office holding for your future rulers, a well-governed city becomes a possibility. For only in such a state will those rule who are truly rich, not in gold, but in the wealth that makes happiness, a good and wise life. Plato, The Republic, Data Links.
Pod recovered.
150 energy credits. Wow,
Turn complete.
we're gonna be rich son of a bitches
Production
by the end of
complete.
this.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Enemy project initiated. Turn
More
complete.
xenofungus, really.
To map the very stuff of life, to look into the genetic mirror and watch a million generations march past. That, friends, is both our curse and our proudest achievement. For it is in reaching to our beginnings that we begin to learn who we truly are. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, address to the faculty.
One extra talent at every base. That was interesting.
Project initiated.
We completed the planet's first secret project, the Human Genome Project. Oh, what other ones were there? Oh yeah, Whiterun. Human behavior is economic behavior. The particulars may vary, but competition for limited resources remains a constant. Need as well as greed have followed us to the stars, and the rewards of wealth still await those wise enough to recognize this deep thrumming of our common pulse. CEO Nwabudike Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
Enemy project initiated. Turn complete. Insufficient energy.
Damn.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Pod Turn recovered. complete. Production complete. Pod recovered. Turn complete. Pod recovered. Turn complete.
At atrociously high energy states, the properties of matter change subtly and new miracles become possible. The plasma accretion process is now dangerous and difficult to control, but its products will soon become commonplace in our society. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Lord Works.
Nerve gas pods, I believe, are considered an atrocity, so I'm not going to even bother using them.
Turn complete. Invalid base site. Turn complete. Production complete. Datapod recovered. Turn complete.
Lord Kel'Thuzad, I presume. Provost Sakharov of the University at your service. I am told you have built a mighty empire here on this rocky planet. Be aware that I plan to pursue pure research unfettered by outside motives and meddling, and I will brook no interference in this matter. You may be interested to know that I have been in touch with our former colleague, Yang, who lately has been styling himself chairman of the Hive. Yang has become quite obsessed with his social experiments, and we have had several fruitful conversations, and I believe he could provide you with information on industrial economics. If you like, I can provide you with his comlink frequency, in exchange for a mere 90 credits. Alright, 90 credits. I must caution you that my engineers have completed an advanced impact rover prototype. The first units are entering service now, rendering my forces practically invincible. I still have something better. Information on doctrine flexibility could prove quite useful to my research. Can you transmit it to me as a personal favor? I cannot trust you with that information, Kel'Thuzad. So are you refusing to transmit files on doctrine flexibility? We are peaceful researchers, Lord Kel'Thuzad. Will you sign a treaty of friendship and leave us to study in peace? Excellent, Lord Kel'Thuzad. Kel'Thuzad. God, I keep saying Kel'Thuzad. That play that I did yesterday with Kel'Thuzad must be getting to me. This treaty demonstrates that planet is large enough both for your military preparations and for my research. It also opens the door for trade and commerce between our peoples. May the friendship between the Spartans and the university last forever. Our new treaty with the university opens the door for trade and commerce. Each of our bases, if it is large enough, may now begin receiving bonus energy generated by trade. We can increase our commerce bonus by signing more treaties with other factions, by making pacts by researching more economic and industrial technologies. Now let's contact Yang. So, the familiar face of Lord Kel'Thuzad. I, Chairman Yang of the Hive, offer greetings. Word of your accomplishments has spread since the time of planetfall. You may be aware that I plan to found the society on a society on the principles of security and control. Do not attempt to interfere. I have located the settlements of our former colleague Miriam, who now styles herself Sister of the Believers, and as far as I can tell, spends most of her time pounding on her cherished Bible. Having now made several attempts to reason with her, I have decided to take action to eliminate this heavily armed menace. If you are willing to provide assistance, I shall speak a pact of brotherhood on the matter. I haven't spoken with her yet, so no.
Our first challenge is to create an entire economic infrastructure from top to bottom out of whole cloth. No gradual evolution from previous economic systems is possible because there is no previous economic system. Each interdependent piece must be materialized simultaneously and in perfect working order. Otherwise, the system will crash out before it ever gets off the ground. CEO Nwabuduke Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
Well, that's another part of his speech on the Centauri monopoly. That's pretty cool. Oh, awesome.
Therefore, a wise prince will seek means by which his subjects will always and in every possible condition of things have need of his government, and then they will always be faithful to him. Niccolo Machiavelli, The Prince, Data Links.
High energy chemistry for his piece of the world map. Awesome. Lord Kel'Thuzad, your ideals are as admirable, if a bit misguided, and your faction need not pose a threat to hive policy. Shall we sign a treaty of friendship to formalize our symbiotic relationship? Splendid! My social experiments and your military preparations complement one another nicely. The Hive and the Spartans have much to gain from this friendship. We shall commence trade and commerce at once. Got a treaty with both of them.
Enemy project initiated. Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete.
Let's see. Dragonborn.
Bot recovered.
H and link it.
Some vices miss what is right because they are deficient, others because they are excessive in feelings or in actions, while virtue finds and chooses the mean. Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics, Data Links.
Awesome. But that'll have to be it for now.
Turn
This was an
complete.
hour long, so I hope you guys enjoyed this as I enjoyed playing for you guys. I will save this as Kel'Thuzad of the Spartans. And thank you for stopping by for this brand new series, the fifth that I have ever done, the fifth game that I have ever done on my channel. And please like, comment, and subscribe. and share this to anyone you think that would enjoy it. Oh wow, look at that. Tech is me, and I have the highest wealth. Military is Sister Miriam. Oh my lord. Territory Lady Deidre. She's got more territory than everybody. Shit. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Gamers, game on.